Hey guys, this is my Module 12 reflection. So the first question was, why do I think that safety is important and how can I teach my class in the future about this? I think that internet safety is really important because things like cyberbullying and knowing our boundaries when it comes to um, spotting red flags on an internet or a website online can mean the difference between being harassed or information that you don't want getting out or not. So I think it's really important to teach that. I think teaching my class in the future, I think it would be very useful because I know I didn't get taught that a whole lot when I was younger. And it wasn't until like high school that it was brought up about being safe on the internet. And sometimes it's too late. By then, middle school kids have started to be very active on social media. And so I think it needs to be taught in like elementary school. I think that needs to be something that is begun to be brought up. So one thing that I think I would use to teach my future classes is something like NetSmarts or a website like that I can use to either figure out a lesson plan to teach them or to have them go on that website and do the activities on there that can help them really understand the importance of internet safety. So the second question was the training that I did on NetSmarts. And I really liked that. I thought it was very useful. It gave us a lot of good tools that I could use as a teacher to teach these kids. So I think it is important for teachers to have that so we teach them internet safety in the correct way. I think it can be taught in the wrong way, or that there can be some things that are skipped over if we aren't trained to teach over this specific subject, just like any other subject. One thing that I had on this training was it went over key lessons to teach the kids. And after that, it would give you a quiz over that. So I really began to understand what I needed to do and how I needed to teach correctly on internet safety to bring out the best possible outcome for my students. So I really like that, and I think it would be very useful for teachers to have. And then the last one was the article, and I really liked the article. I love that it focused a lot on cyberbullying because it is a very common thing in today's society is this cyberspace where people can attack other people online without a face and without an identity. The big thing that I got out of the article was knowing how to prevent it. And I know that we can't fully prevent people from attacking others online, but there are ways that we can help kids who are attacked. One thing that they said was to not encourage the kids to put information online that can identify them. So I would say putting personal information online on a public website, on a public social media, a public account, is not something that should be encouraged by teachers or by adults in general. It also talked about using IP addresses to track and block visitors, problematic visitors. That is important. I think I don't even know how to use IP addresses to track that. And I think learning how to do that and teaching other kids how to prevent that, how to use that to prevent an attack through a cyberbully is very important. And I think encouraging to block people that they don't know, people that try to follow them that they have never heard of. I think teaching them to block people that they do know that are not very kind to them is very important as well because it can keep out that opportunity to be attacked emotionally or mentally online. It also talked about switching online user accounts if harassment was to begin. So I think learning that sometimes you have to make a new account no matter how many followers you have. I think your emotional mental state is super important in that situation. So I think teaching them that is very important, along with learning the importance of creating private accounts and making sure that you look at every person that tries to follow you and make sure that you know that person in one way, or make sure that that person will not bring any harm to you. Um, and things like Instagram and Facebook, you can create private accounts. And so if somebody tries to follow you, you have to allow it. You have to, they request it, and then you have to accept their request. So I think learning the importance of having a private account and the benefits of it would be very important to teach to our kids. And I love that article because it gave me those tools, and gave me many ways that I can prevent things like cyberbullying happening in schools today.